Good morning dear students of class 7. Welcome to your online class from the LPM Public School, Gola Bajar. Student, as you know, I am a science teacher, and yesterday I have started the new chapter, that is the heat, and this chapter is under process, and under this chapter today I will explain the transfer of heat. So student, topic is transfer of heat, or you can say flow of heat. So one thing I want to say that the transfer of heat always from a high temperature point to a lower temperature point. That means the heat transfer always from the hot body parts toward the cool body part. So this mode of transfer from the hot portion to the cold portion is called transfer of heat. So under this transfer of heat, I will explain about the different modes of transfer of heat. Just for example, before starting, I am just going to explain about, just like hold a iron rod over a fire. Hold at one portion with the hand and let the other portion hold it in the hand and the other portion under fire. So after some time, you will see, first of all, this portion gets heated, and slowly the heat gets transferring up to here, and the person will remove his hand because this object has, from that portion, and the heat has transferred to this portion, so which is unable to hold it, because as it was a good conductor of heat and the heat has passed from the hot portion toward the colder regions, and the man is unable to hold on, and he will remove his hand, remove his holding. So like this way we can see the heat transfer from one body part to other. That means transfer of heat needs certain medium to transfer. So now I am going to explain about the mode of heat transfer. First of all, let me know there are three different modes of heat transfer. One is the conduction, that happens in a solid case. Next is convection, that happens in liquid case, and the last is radiation, that doesn't need any medium, it directly transfers its heat. So there are three different modes of transfer of heat. In these three, the first one is conduction, that only happens in solid case, any solid object. The next is convection, that happens in that happens in liquid case, and the third one is radiation that happens in that requires no any medium, that directly transfers the heat. So first let me explain about the conduction. What is conduction? Just now, student, suppose that you are holding a big rod in your hand over a fire. So at first this rod was totally from this is the rod, this is the A corner, this is the B corner. Suppose you have hold it at the B corner and let the rod at the A corner. You will see that, and you know that in a solid matter the molecules are closely packed with each other. So what happens when the object rod gets heated? It transfers its heat. This first molecule gets heated, and by this first molecule there is second molecule attached with this first molecules. So the little heat gets transferred to the second molecules. When the second molecules get heated, it will transfer heat to the third molecules. When the third will heat, it will transfer to the fourth. When the fourth will heat, it will transfer to its next. When this will get heated, it will transfer heat to its next. Again to its next. Again to its next. Again to its next. And like this way up to here, the heat has been came and the whole body has got equal hot. Equally hot. So this in this heating effect, there is no any movement of the molecule inside the matter. The molecules all remain in its own place, and without the movement of the molecules, the heat it transfers its heat from one molecule to other, and other transfers to its next, and then it transfers to its next, and like this way, the heat has came from its one portion to the other portion. This method of transferring of heat by the help of molecules, just passing the heat from one molecule to other, is called the convection method. Next student, convection. Convection. Suppose that you have taken a vessel in which there is a water present. You have kept over a fire to heat it. The water gets heated. The molecules present at the lower level, get heated and slowly rise up. Just example, suppose the molecules here, the molecules here, the molecule here, the molecule here, and the molecule here. This is first one, this is second one, this is third one, this is fourth one, this is fifth one. First the molecule, this first molecule gets heated. It rises up. It rises up. And as soon as it rises up, there will be space here, empty space. The second molecule will come down. The second molecule will come down, and the first molecule, the third molecule will come next to it, the fourth molecule will come next to it, the fifth molecule will come next to it, and the first molecule goes up. Like this way, the first molecule, one time it was here, it got heated, and by its own remove from there and come on the upper surface. Then the second one gets heated, it rises up, and the third one will come take the place of second one, fourth one will take the place of third one, fifth one will take the place of third one, and the first one will come down and second one will rise and come here. Again the third molecule gets heated, it will rise up. So above it the molecules will come down. So now the fourth molecule came down, fifth next to it, then the first, then the third, second and the third rise here. Okay, again the fourth heats up, the fourth rises up, the fourth came here, the third came down, the second towards, the first here and the fifth here. Now like this way you can see one by one the molecules is rising up and the cooler molecules above it going down to get heated. One by one the molecules at the bottom gets heated and it rises up, and the next molecule by the side of it which was cooler, it came down, it gets heated, again it will rise, and the next the molecules will again come down, that will also get heated, it will rise up, and the next to that molecules it will also come down. Now, in this condition you will see the molecules are moving. One by one they are coming close to the fire, gets heating and rising up. So this method of heating the whole body is called convection. That means in convection method the molecules slowly moves and gets heated. Here in this case the molecules are moving to be get heated. After heating it rises up and the cooler molecules is going down to get heated. These conditions always takes place while heating a liquid object. In heating a liquid object, convection method is applicable. Now, the last one I am going to explain about the radiation. What is radiation? So student, in radiation there is no mean of any molecules. It transfers in an empty space. Just like this is the earth's surface and this is the sun. There is up to a few kilometers apart the air is present, but above it there is no air. Then also the heat without need of any medium, without need of any molecules, it is transferring its heat on the earth's surface directly. So this is called the radiation. Means when the heat transfers from one point to another without any help of any medium, any molecular help, it directly transfers the heat. This direct transfer of heat is called the radiation. The simple example is heating the earth's surface by the sun is an example of radiation mode of heat transfer. So today student, I have explained about the transfer of heat, how it gets transferred, what are the three modes of transferring of heat, the conduction mode, the convection mode and the radiation mode I have explained today. Hope so you have understood, and whatever the homework provided by me you must do in a copy. Thank you, have a nice day.